Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. It's time for another album review. As most of you know, just like various other people here on YouTube, and in the real world, I hate Nickelback. Generally speaking, they are a bad example of a quote-unquote rock band. There are millions, I repeat, millions of people living in the United States alone who do not possess more than a shard of knowledge for what is the vast array of musicians, composers, and bands who release music. This goes for office workers, teachers, students, and other various professionals in society. And this doesn't seem to bother them or the neighboring bodies around them. I myself was shocked when I first went on sites like AllMusic and Album of the Year, just to see how many bands and musicians who I didn't recognize by name or by album cover. Most of them were not mainstream, yet there were many bands on there that strike me as ones I would take interest in. In our current age, it's silently discouraged to take interest in music further than what is served on mainstream radio and what is played on stations like MTV and even the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. Many of them are even unaware of prolific bands who are now deemed as classic. Instead of hearing good bands, they have to settle for stupid bullshit, like Maroon 5, Coldplay, Bush, Nickelback, and Seether. Speaking of post-grunge bands, I must mention the one to whom this review is dedicated to: Hinder. They are a post-grunge band from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the most stressful-looking state in the Union. I mean, what the hell is over in this area? The album of theirs, which I will be reviewing today, is called Take It to the Limit. It isn't their newest LP, but new or old, everything this band puts out is complete garbage. I can never fully discern one song of theirs from another, every time I hear it from a radio station or an intercom, like the one in my local grocery store. They are a band with a penchant for repetition. I mean repetition, as in the songs and structure and key. And it's all pandered crazed to the people who I mentioned before, the ones who lack sufficient knowledge about music. And here, what I'm looking at is the pinnacle of bad. I don't think I've ever looked at a rock album cover and considered suicide, but this one. It's a game changer, like some people would say. The tray card even has yellow and black diagonal stripes in its hinge, like you'd see on toy cars, or racing video games. What a glaring giveaway of their rich artistic palette this is. It's just the worst taste imaginable, and I can't believe that sitting there, looking down at it, at a desk in the library, I officially have confirmation that I generally do not align with most common people. If somebody actually enjoys this image of theirs, that person is probably like somebody from grade school, whom I will never find myself speaking to again. To think, there's actually people in close proximity to where I live who own a copy of the CD in their house, and I'm just over 30 minutes away from the city. If they were to ever hear something like 21st Century Schizoid Man, I think it would cause a ruptured aneurysm in their brains. But I digress. As for the music, the worst part about this album and band is that over-the-top vocal performance in every song you hear. This kind of quality is defining of the band, so that they'll be instantly recognized when their songs are playing, wherever there's a radio or television running. Most of these vocal performances include the guy's blubbery barking anytime he isn't doing a soft croon, as would be heard from Creed. He uses too much grinding, and has diarrhea of the mouth syndrome to top it off. Do you want me to show you what kind of lyrics he and this band writes? I don't think you want to read this shit, just a forewarning. Here it goes. In the first track, Use Me. I'll bet she's wondering if I'm worth her while. She's judge and jury and she's got me on trial. But I ain't sweating cause I'm first on the speed dial. Yeah, that's right, she's taking me home tonight. She always leaves and makes me feel kinda sleazy. It's kinda cool, because she already pleased me. I'm lying here, just thinking this is too easy. Yeah, that's right, she's taking me home tonight. It's fucking disgusting to even have those lyrics on the screen. The second verse, I might add, is sung at the same volume as the chorus, in the same overblown, overexerted style, completely missing all the marks for subtlety that are found in good bands. The whole thing about analogizing this girl to a judge, as well as a 12-member jury, is simply too obtuse of a metaphor and contradicts the successive line with the first on the speed dial lyrical and semantic blunder. I kept thinking that this song would go perfectly in a made-for-TV Disney movie. That should strike worry in anyone who has a band these days. The song is not enticing whatsoever, even despite all the aims for a party pleaser. It's one of those radio rock songs that has production that condenses everything into unanimous tones and rattles embellished through the runtime. It makes me not want to look at things like sunny landscapes, roadways, or the walls and shelving in retail stores. The third song in this album is called Last Kiss Goodbye. It's another one of the lead singles and is a ballad clearly made for people who spend 3/5 of their life in meatpacking plants and never get exposed to the vast array of music scenes beyond the mainstream. Radio and record executives just insist this doesn't leave anyone's memory, hence why there's so much airplay for it, and frequently emptying off the pegs in Walmarts across America. All the while, there are still people like me who wouldn't listen to this shit if it could cure AIDS and regulate the US housing market. Another single from the album comes in the next track, Up All Night. It's all too stupid for me to even take seriously. It's meant to be a song about partying, for playing at parties. Of course, this is rudimentary habitual for people who live day to day with a .02 to 4 blood alcohol level. There's even a harmony in the bridge reciting the refrain, right when the guitars drop out. Something that's been done in many other songs preceding this one. Which ones those are, I can't think of off the top of my head, probably, because I don't listen to those types of bands who have done songs in this structure. Another ballad is offered on Without You. If you're like me, you'll likely hear this song everywhere you going at work daily. It just drags and drags and drags like all hell, and I can't care one fucking bit what the sentiment is. It's just a glaring cascade of rot genericism, cancer-inducing, and flagrant, like leaving a child locked in a car on an 80 or 90-degree day. Topped on a 35-mile summer day trip with the song and songs just like it playing from the radio. Whoa, that's one hell of a death. Well, after all, America eats its young to persist. A few tracks later, the final single from the album, The Best Is Yet to Come, levies a sprinkle of essential lyrical gems such as my first makeout session. I learned my first lesson while trying to get to the next base. When I slipped past her waist, she smacked my hand away. Then I got a slap in the face. If I could go back in time, wouldn't change a damn thing in my life. Love the dumb things we do when we are young. But the best is yet to come. Really, the best is yet to come? Really? Any uncommon time signatures, key changes, or non-rock instrument choices? I'd definitely stick around for that. Obviously, the singer is going for a light-hearted sentimentality. It's very similar to how Photograph by Nickelback is, and just as generic, too. I can't stand when songs' messages are delivered so spoon-fed like this. I bet the band's argument is that it makes it easy for the fans and or people listening to relate to. Well, contrary to this Austin Winkler guy's outcome, my first makeout session did not result in getting slapped. Quite the opposite happened for me. The way these lyrics are written just has me questioning his sincerity, just because it sounds like a wives' tale, what with the cliches cushioned around it. It reads more like a sexual abuse PSA scenario. The whole thing sounds and reads like a load of bullshit. Although, it does read better than an excerpt from Twilight. After that verse, there's the chorus with its mismatched meaning, and it's also melodramatic and sappy. The rest of the album just cajoles in the same key until the end with that unshifting middle America, listless, hick-off partying burnout sentiment. There was no best that came after that seventh track. Everything just plundered in the same route. There were no qualities about it that strike me as important when hearing music from the rock genre. There was nothing progressive, experimental, raw, artistic, chic, subtle, or intricate, and most importantly, there wasn't any real intimacy achieved in any song from the 45-minute selection. The vocals are exceptionally corny. Probably worse than Nickelback and Papa Roach, even Linkin Park. The lyrics register limpidly unimportant and unemergent. The guitar playing, drumming, and bass guitar playing are unremarkable as your average Rolodex, and are stifled more so by the over-polished home improvement store corporation production. Oh, also, some CD versions have a bonus track, like the one I scanned out at my local library. A terrible AC/DC Thunderstruck cover taking place on the 12th track. Yes, that's right, for, as long drawn out, and boring, as this album is, none of the songs extends past 4 minutes in length and it's only 11 tracks in total of song by them, at least. The vocal harmonies sound pretty like a gang of cats. Just imagine 2 or 3 meowths harmonizing the intro for that song. If you check to hear Hinder's version, it's very likely that what you heard in your head is replicated exactly in the cover. Adding their cover of Thunderstruck makes it the longest track in the album, and it's not even a song they as a band wrote. The album ends and it can only be summed up as a vapid, listless experience. I can't stress it enough how basic all the writing is, and how fake it is in terms of sound. In your life, if you know great music, then you shouldn't die thinking Hinder or this album are good. Life just doesn't work that way. but there's not much I can do to dispel ignorance without all my time and autonomy sacrificed. Hinder. Take it to the limit. More like, take it to a trash compactor. Every jewel disc with the CD and liner note booklets should be killed with fire. Just how the thing gets killed